Now, have you ever wondered, what's my house really worth in today's market? Now, unlike your bank account or your stock portfolios, where those values stare you right in the face when you log into your accounts, figuring out your home's selling price can feel a bit like a mystery. But knowing your home's worth is critical. Now, if you price it too high, those buyers are going to skip right over it. Now, of course, if you price it too low, you're going to be leaving some serious cash on the table. Not exactly the windfall that you were probably hoping for, am I right? Well, buyers are going to want this information too. They want to make a competitive offer on your property, but they also don't want to overpay for it. So even if you're not planning on selling anytime soon, understanding your home's value is a real superpower to you homeowners. But don't worry, I'm here to help you every step of the way as your real estate agent. I know your neighborhood inside and out and can uncover the hidden value of your home, and I might even be able to determine your home's true market value up front without any added cost to you. So stick with me as we get into the whole home valuation thing and explore how to maximize the value of your home and your most valuable asset, typically your property. With all this value talk, there could be some confusion still. There's actually three main types of home values floating around. There's appraised value, assessed value, and the big one, true market value. Now, understanding the difference between these three can be your secret weapon when it comes to selling your house for top dollar. Now let's break them down one by one. First up is going to be that appraised value. This is the price tag an appraiser, a licensed appraiser that is, slaps on your home. It's typically at the request of the buyer's lender when they need to get a loan. Think of the appraiser as a neutral party, like a referee in a game. They really don't work for anybody but themselves, which means that their estimate is unbiased. Their expertise is important because lenders aren't exactly in the business of guessing home values. The appraiser's opinion carries weight, so how does the appraiser come up with this magic number? They consider the whole bunch of factors like the worth of similar houses in your neighborhood, the location, the size, maybe those fancy appliances that you have, any upgrades or improvements that you've made, and even the overall condition of your house, both inside and out. So the appraiser really gives you the lowdown on what your home's worth is on the open market. But there's another value to consider, the assessed value. It's basically the price tag that the government now is going to give for your house, courtesy of the local property assessor, and it's a way for them to figure out how much property tax you owe each year. The assessor uses a very similar checklist to the appraiser: age, size, improvements that you made, and of course, location, location, location. They crunch the numbers and come up with a value for your house. But here's the twist. Counties often use a bit of a discount code, a multiplier they call it, and on that value to get your final assessed value for tax purposes. So let's say the assessor values your home at $700,000, but your multiplier is for the county 70%. That means the assessed value for your tax purposes would be $490,000. Now that's not too bad, am I right? Now, after all, saving money is always a good thing. And now that we've got appraised value and assessed value out of the way, let's talk about that brass ring, the true market value. Now, this is the true holy grail because this is the price that a buyer is willing to pay for your house. Now, here's where you're going to need me as your real estate agent. Now, I'm trained to assess the whole value based on a whole bunch of different factors, the current market conditions, for instance, what's trending, and most importantly, the prices of similar homes in your neighborhood. Now, we've got the experience and the know-how here at Just Live in Realty from helping countless transactions and customers in the past. Now, to give you the most accurate picture of your true home's market value, this is going to be really important, especially if you need to sell your home fast, because if you need to do so, pricing it too high is going to leave it lingering on the market just for too long. Now, if you again price it too low, as mentioned before in this video, you're going to leave some money on the table. And I can always advise you on strategic upgrades and improvements that can increase your true market value as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Maximizing your profit potential, ultimately. We're talking about things that make real differences to buyers, not just fancy wallpaper. Now, you might be thinking a couple things. Can't I just use an online calculator to figure out my home's value? Now, true, websites like Zillow and Trulia, they are popular, but here's the thing with the values that they give. They're really just estimates. Sometimes they're way off on the high side or the low side. It's not the true market appraisal that an appraiser would give. And they do use their own algorithms and formulas to come up with these numbers. Now let's be clear, a computer program can't replace the expertise of a real estate professional, whether it's an agent or an appraiser. Why, you ask? Because a good agent, of course, is out there each and every single day, showing properties and really getting a feel for what buyers in your area are looking for. So, as always, hit me up and I'll be your guide throughout the selling process, helping you navigate this journey. But now you might be thinking, how does a real estate agent crack the code of true market value? Well, what we use is a comparative market analysis, or a CMA for short. It's basically a detective job where we compare your home's features to similar properties that have recently sold in your area. And that's what we dig into during the CMA, the neighborhood sales, very much like an appraiser does. Now this is ground zero, and I will track down recent home sales of similar homes in your neighborhood and see what they've fetched. This gives you a realistic idea of the true market value, and you can expect that when you sell your home. Now, curb appeal alert. First impressions, they're everything, and I will make sure that your home shines from the sidewalk. But we're also going to consider factors like exterior paint jobs, the landscaping in your front and backyard, and the overall look of your lawn. After that, you're putting your best foot forward for potential buyers. What's the inside scoop? We're also going to take a deep dive into the interior and the square footage, the appliances, the number of bedrooms, and those bathrooms. And anything else that could impact your overall home's value. See how this is different from an online estimate? A computer program can't capture all of these different nuances. Now, when it comes to determining your home's true market value, nothing beats the expertise of a real estate agent or a professional appraiser. But here's the good news. I can act as your agent and be there with you every step of the way. So whether you're buying or selling, I'm here to make the process easy for you. And it all starts with a consultation, a brief meet and greet to figure out how we can have a clear plan to home ownership, whether it's the selling process or the home buying process for you, and we make things very, very easy. Check the link in the description or the top pinned comment where you can book a time slot that fits with your schedule. It's easy breezy. There's no need for phone tag or texting back and forth, a bunch of emails. You can just get right on our calendar, pick a slot that works best with you, and we're happy to help. Now, as always, while you're here, why don't you watch one of these other videos and get out and enjoy our great Colorado sunny days. Stay sweet.